Hello there, I'm Sandeep Shukla from IIT Kanpur. I am currently the department head of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at IIT Kanpur, and I'm also one of the coordinators and one of the founders of the Interdisciplinary Center for Cybersecurity of Critical Infrastructure. And also I'm having a number of different projects related to cybersecurity of critical infrastructures under the Indo-US program and UAY program and Imprint program by Government of India. So this conference that I'm coming to is organized by Ken's exhibition, and last year they organized a similar conference and I was one of the speakers, and I also participated in one of the war games, and it was a very interesting experience because war games, cybersecurity war games are very important where different stakeholders participate, including the law enforcement and policymakers, the government, and also the cybersecurity experts and utility engineers and so on. And a scenario is played out in which a major cyber event happens, obviously imaginative, and everybody is asked to respond to that event or how they would respond to the event. And I think such war games are necessary in the Indian context, because we are often not very well prepared for various kinds of disasters. And as you know, that cybersecurity has now become one of the major concerns for national security, because if you look at the various events that happened in the past few years, you would see there was a major cyber attack on the power grid of Ukraine in 2015 December. That was through a malware propagation, black energy malware. In 2016 again something similar happened, where there was a ransomware encrypting the device drivers and various essential software in some of the equipments in their power system. But fortunately this time they had a better response strategy, and therefore they did not suffer as much blackout as had happened in the previous year. It also occurs to me that the utilities in India, for example, the power utilities are quite blissfully unaware of various cybersecurity, cyber threats possibilities, and therefore awareness is very important, and this kind of war games could actually enhance the awareness of the stakeholders, general public, and engineers and various functionaries of a critical infrastructure. Now if you also look at this ransomware events that happened last year, for example Petia, that was a ransomware that attacked the Health and Human Services computers in the UK, and created a lot of problems for the UK hospitals. Even surgeries had to be postponed and so on. There were events such as Maersk, one of the European transportation logistic company, that was attacked by Petia, and what happened after that was that even a port in Bombay, the JN Jawaharlal Nehru port, actually was also heavily affected by such incident, because today we are actually living in a very connected world, and many times the logistics and the infrastructure are outsourced to various companies which have international presence, and servers and various control centers might be actually in a different country and so on. There was an incident with the IoT botnets, Mirai botnet, that has affected the DNS root servers maintained by Dyn, and therefore the internet outages happened in America as well as in Europe. Banking, where there was a $81 million lost by malware attack on the SWIFT system from Bangladesh Bank, and the Indian bank UBI was also almost about to be victimized by a similar situation, which was caught fortunately before it had happened. So as we see that the target for cyber attacks have changed from just information and data systems, which are still one of the major target. I'm not minimizing their importance, but I think that critical infrastructures such as power grid, banking system, water and sewage control system, dams, nuclear power plants. Stuxnet was one of the major example of a worm or malware that actually had a huge effect on the nuclear uranium enrichment plant in Iran in 2009. Actually, that created a lot of awareness, especially in the US, and there was a concerted effort by NIST as well as the government to actually create a platform or cybersecurity framework that various utilities and stakeholders actually got together to evolve, and that kind of effort needs to be done in India, both at the state government levels and as well as in the central government level. That is one of the reason why actually we started this Center for Cybersecurity of Critical Infrastructures, or actually it's an interdisciplinary center. We have power system experts from IIT Kanpur, we have machine learning experts, we have cryptography experts, and we have regular cybersecurity and systems experts who work together for creating various threat models, understanding various attack surfaces, understanding discovering various vulnerabilities in standard products that go into our critical infrastructure, such as SCADA, supervisory control and data acquisition systems. And we actually try to alert the government about the various vendor supplied components in such systems, so that the various utilities can be alerted about the various attack surfaces or vulnerabilities that we discover. We also work on collecting malware through honeypots and honeynets. We work on various malware analysis tools, and we also work on penetration testing techniques. We work on web security, and we have been organizing various awareness events such as Cybersecurity Awareness Weekend that we do every November with New York University and a few other universities around the world, including this time with the University of Ben Gurion in Israel. And we also create courses, MOOC courses. We had offered a 2-month-long MOOC course on cybersecurity during the summer of 2017, and it was quite well subscribed. And so in this event that I'm coming to in Hyderabad, I'm going to actually organize this session on protecting critical infrastructure, and hopefully we'll have very interesting information and very interesting discussions and talks that would enable people to understand what the issues are, what the stakes are, and why we should actually invest more in the cybersecurity of critical infrastructure sector, including financial infrastructure. And as I said, the power system is one of our major thrust in our lab, our center. But there are many critical infrastructures, including railway and including railway signaling, or in fact including the various air traffic control and manufacturing systems and dams and so on. So I think it will be a very interesting conference, and I'm looking forward to this particular session where we will be actually discussing some of these issues that I briefly talked about here. And I look forward to joining the conference. Also, I want to learn from these other sessions where they will be talking about cyber crimes and frauds in the financial sector, the issue of defending democracy, where we are seeing a lot of effect of cyber attacks in the US election, for example, and the issue of ransomware. Ransomware where hotel might be attacked, like there was a case of a hotel being attacked by ransomware in Austria, where the door lock system was debilitated, and people could not get in or out of their rooms, and they had to pay ransom to get these things going again. Intelligence, threat intelligence is a very important aspect, because your defense strategy can be adapted based on the threat intelligence. So we do a lot of work on threat intelligence collection, and also information sharing, like ISACs or various kinds of frameworks by which we can do cyber threat information sharing is very important. And also the policy and legal issues are very much involved. So cybersecurity is not just a technology problem; it's actually an interdisciplinary problem, including sociology, of psychology, where you social engineering insider threats and various kinds of issues could be dealt with research in sociology and psychology and so on. Legal and policy aspects are very important as well, and these are the things that these kind of conferences bring to focus. So I think that everybody would enjoy such a conference. So see you during the conference in December. Thank you.